Astronomers used China's Fast Radio Telescope to chase after intriguing signals detected by SETI at home, a project dedicated to the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. SETI. The project, which ran from 1999 to 2020, was one of the largest citizen science initiatives ever undertaken. Throughout its 21-year run, SETI at Home allowed millions of people around the world to contribute their computer processing power to analyze vast amounts of radio data collected from the Arecibo Radio Telescope in Puerto Rico. The primary goal of the project was to detect potential extraterrestrial signals, particularly narrowband signals that might indicate the presence of intelligent life beyond Earth. At the heart of this process were the millions of volunteers who installed SETI at Home software on their personal computers. When the program was running, it would download portions of data collected by the Arecibo Radio Telescope, then process that data in search of patterns that might indicate artificial signals. Over the course of the project, the software churned through an astounding 12 billion potential signals, each appearing as brief bursts of energy or momentary blips that were detected at a specific frequency and from a specific location in the sky. These signals were highly intriguing because they did not appear to be natural emissions from astronomical objects like stars or galaxies, making them potential candidates for further investigation as signs of intelligent life. However, not all of these signals could be immediately recognized as significant. Many of the signals detected by SETI at Home turned out to be the result of local interference, what is known as radio frequency interference, RFI. RFI can come from many sources, including human-made devices such as cell phones, satellites, and television signals, or even from natural sources like solar flares. As the SETI at Home team sorted through the massive amount of data, it became clear that the vast majority of the signals they had detected were likely caused by RFI rather than originating from extraterrestrial sources. Nevertheless, the project's success in collecting such a large dataset was considered a major achievement in the field of SETI and contributed to the ongoing search for life beyond our planet. Despite the overwhelming number of signals that were discarded as interference, there were still hundreds of candidates that warranted further scrutiny. This led to the next step in the analysis process, which involved the use of one of the world's most powerful radio telescopes, the 500-meter aperture spherical telescope, FAST, in China. The FAST telescope is an extraordinary piece of technology, capable of observing a large portion of the sky with exceptional sensitivity. By using FAST to follow up on the signals detected by SETI at Home, astronomers hope to find clues that might lead them closer to answering one of humanity's most profound questions. Are we alone in the universe? Since July 2025, the FAST telescope has been dedicated to this task, following up on the top 100 signals that had been flagged as the most promising candidates. While the team remains hopeful, experience has taught them to be cautious. Most of the signals that were initially identified by SETI at Home turned out to be RFI, and the same pattern is expected with the signals currently being observed by FAST. As David Anderson, a computer scientist at the University of California, Berkeley, and co-founder of the SETI at Home project, stated, "Bitter experience has taught the SETI at Home team to expect them all to turn out to be local radio frequency interference, RFI, rather than real extraterrestrial beacons." Still, the scientists remain determined, as the search for extraterrestrial life is a long and complex process, and the prospect of a true discovery continues to drive the research forward. Part of the challenge in analyzing these signals comes from the massive amount of data that needs to be processed. SETI at Home had to deal with an enormous dataset, one that was so large it was difficult to discern the truly interesting signals from the mundane background noise. To address this, the SETI at Home team worked closely with researchers at the Max Planck Institute for Gravitational Physics in Germany. There, sophisticated algorithms were developed to sift through the data and identify potential signals of interest. The algorithms were designed to detect RFI, signals that were likely to be caused by human activity or other local sources. After applying these algorithms, the 12 billion candidate signals were reduced to about 1 million, a more manageable number. But the work didn't stop there. Once the algorithms had narrowed down the pool of candidate signals, the next step was manual inspection. A dedicated team of astronomers and scientists reviewed each signal by eye, carefully assessing whether they were likely to be real or just noise. After this process, the number of potential extraterrestrial signals was further reduced, down to 1,000 signals. These signals then had to be scrutinized even more until only 100 remained, signals that were deemed worthy of a second look. This meticulous process of filtering and reviewing data was essential, but it also highlights one of the fundamental challenges in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence: the sheer volume of data that must be analyzed. Even with the aid of powerful algorithms and supercomputing facilities, the process is still incredibly labor-intensive. As Eric Corpella, an astronomer at Berkeley who co-founded SETI at home, explained, there's no way that you can do a full investigation of every possible signal that you detect, because doing that still requires a person and eyeballs. This is a crucial point because, despite the advances in machine learning and artificial intelligence, human oversight is still necessary to ensure that the analysis is both accurate and thorough. The challenge of analyzing such vast amounts of data underscores the importance of citizen science in the SETI field. By enlisting the help of millions of volunteers around the world, SETI at home was able to process an unprecedented volume of data that would have been impossible to analyze without such a large, distributed network of volunteers. The success of SETI at home also demonstrated the power of citizen science in other areas, including climate science, astronomy, and biology. It's a model that has since been replicated in various other fields, with volunteers contributing their computing power to help solve complex scientific problems. The efforts of SETI at home also highlight the importance of international collaboration in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. The FAST telescope, located in China, is a critical part of the effort to follow up on the signals detected by SETI at home, and its advanced technology has the potential to make significant contributions to the search. Collaboration between different research institutions, such as the Max Planck Institute in Germany, also demonstrates how pooling resources and expertise can lead to more efficient and productive scientific inquiry. By working together, scientists from around the world are able to push the boundaries of knowledge and make progress in the search for extraterrestrial life. Even though the signals being analyzed by FAST may ultimately turn out to be RFI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence is far from over. The work being done by SETI researchers is constantly evolving, with new technologies, algorithms, and research methods being developed all the time. For example, radio telescopes like FAST are becoming more advanced, offering greater sensitivity and the ability to detect even fainter signals. Additionally, the development of machine learning techniques could allow scientists to automate some parts of the analysis process, making it easier to process larger datasets and identify interesting signals more quickly. These advances will undoubtedly lead to new discoveries, whether or not they involve the detection of extraterrestrial life. In conclusion, the efforts of SETI at home and the ongoing work with a FAST radio telescope represent a significant chapter in humanity's search for life beyond our planet. Although most of the signals detected so far have been ruled out as local interference, the search continues. As technology improves and the techniques used to analyze data become more sophisticated, the likelihood of finding real extraterrestrial signals increases. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence is a monumental task, but it is one that has captivated the imagination of people around the world for decades. Whether or not we ultimately find evidence of alien life, the journey itself is one of the most exciting and thought-provoking scientific endeavors of our time.